What is good? I mean, what is really good, my people? It is UK. Trying to brother Dr. Blick, the darkest man around. And today, guys, I'm here with Vengeful Bug. I know you, Dugan. Introduce yourself, guys.
What is good, bros and bras? And this is your boy Vengeful Wilberg here, and I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me, my man.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
And what's up?
What entrance? What I just said?
Yo.
But anyway, guys, we'll be doing a very interesting discussion video, and this discussion video can have a lot of people angry about the title. A lot of people be questioning what the hell. But this video is essentially a follow-up to Geekdom's video that he did with Mark from Real to Real about the whole Star Wars and what Dragon Ball can learn from Star Wars. But instead of that, we're going to do One Piece because they're both done by Toei. They both have their issues. And today we're going to break it down and we're going to do it in a fair way so that you guys won't feel offended if we're offending your series, whether you're a One Piece fan, whether you're a Dragon Ball fan. We want to do this in a fair sort of manner. So if you're going to dislike this video, well, yeah. But anyways, when it comes down to what Dragon Ball can learn from One Piece, Venge, like, what is one thing that you would say? Because let's start with you. What is one thing that you would say about what Dragon Ball can learn from One Piece?
Well, one of the things that they can learn about One Piece is in regards to pacing. But just to be fair, we're talking about Toei here, and they're pretty bad when it comes to pacing across the board when it comes to the series. And here's the breakdown. For Dragon Ball Super, like, the pacing is a bit too fast, because I feel as though in the beginning of Super, especially when they decided to like rehash the arcs that, you know, movies already covered, pretty much we're talking about the Battle of the Gods and Dragon Ball Resurrection of F. Like, I felt like that would have been a really good opportunity for them to add a little extra story to it and help us see some things that wasn't explained in the movie. For example, I would have really been hyped to see how Frieza obtained his power. Literally go into a little more detail in regards to how he obtained his form. What did the training that he undergo look like? Things like that. Because when you look at One Piece, now I will say this about One Piece. This is a con to One Piece that they have a tendency. Yeah, they have. They have the tendency to do things. It's like a slower pace, and sometimes it can be too slow. And that's the con of One Piece. So it kind of balances itself out. You know, you have One Piece where the pacing is a bit too slow, and that's probably one of the reasons why people couldn't get into One Piece as quickly. And then you have Super where they move a bit too fast. So I felt like if they took advantage of those opportunities by slowing down the pace of some of the rehashes of the movies, they would have done a much better job with that. And it would have gave Super a little bit more extra clout, if you know what I mean.
I totally agree with that. What about you, Dugan? What's your thoughts on this?
Oh yeah, I agree with Venge a lot. Definitely on the pacing being a big gripe. I just have with Super personally. I thought Dragon Ball killed it, and I feel like a lot of anime kind of took from Dragon Ball's pacing a lot in a lot of ways. But nowadays it's like you can't really call them sagas anymore because they're not massive enough. And I definitely think that One Piece, I mean, although it took a lot from original Dragon Ball, nowadays Super could definitely take some things that One Piece is doing, but Super is definitely doing things that I never thought Dragon Ball would do. They're pleasing the fans in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways they're not listening enough to what we really want, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But when it comes down to like the overall like pacing of both shows, like Toei needs to find the middle, because you get a middle of One Piece's pacing and Dragon Ball's pacing, you get a good ass series. You get a good ass series with great pacing. But like what I've noticed with Toei series is that if you were to binge watch it, it wouldn't be as bad. But like with One Piece's pacing, it would be like, oh, we're going hella slow. The arc feels so long. With Dragon Ball's pacing, it'll just be like, oh, the arc feels really short. With Dragon Ball, what they can learn in terms of One Piece is the fact that they can explain more, they can make more characters useful. Like look at the Universe 6 arc. They literally brought Piccolo in to lose, and literally brought Majin Buu in. Like, what was the point of Majin Buu? All that guy did was fall asleep and then wake up after the tournament's over. Like, they brought characters in just to pretty much do nothing. I know in the latest arc they're trying to make other characters relevant, give other characters some key roles, some key moments, like. But when it comes down to major fights, for the most part, it is Goku all the time. But I know some people say, oh, Goku's the main character, it should always be Goku. But if you look at what happened in the latest chapter of One Piece, you had someone like Nami helping Luffy defeat a big ass foe that Luffy couldn't defeat on his own, like a commander of like Big Mom's like crew. Like stuff like that is dope to see. Like seeing character like that is considered low tier in terms of like the strength in One Piece. Like in terms of the characters, seeing that is absolutely dope. You guys got anything else to add? Venge, Dugan?
Yeah, sure. Since we're talking about relevancy here, one of the things that definitely got me a little bit disturbed when it came to Super is like in the very beginning of Super, you saw a lot of Goten. And I was really like, when they got deeper into the arc, it's like Goten just disappeared. And I was like, where the fuck did he go? Because, like, one of the things that I really liked about back in the day when it came to Dragon Ball Z is the constant interaction between Trunks and Goten. And there were moments in Super where I felt like it would have been very interesting to see Goten with Trunks once again and see how Goten would have interacted with Trunks given the situations that Trunks was put in. For example, Trunks' interaction with Mai. How would he have reacted in that situation? How would he comfort Trunks? What would he tell Trunks? Things like that that just add on to the story. One thing that I want to bring up real quick before I'm done is an example from Dragon Ball Z. So we're going back in the past once again. There was that one moment way back when Krillin, this is like during the Cell arc, and even though Krillin is nowhere near as strong to do anything, he had some pretty cool moments, especially back when Cell was being a creeper, bruh. This mug was just eating everybody up, bruh. Get in my belly! And then like Cell was chasing this mother and her child, and Krillin decided to step in and try to save her, and that was like, it added so much suspense. It was like I was rooting for Krillin, but I was super scared at the same time, because I know that if Cell gets some type of advantage, Krillin's gonna get wrecked. And by the time that Krillin actually managed to help save this woman and her child, you know, she gave him this look, and I'm like, bruh, Krillin, oh, you might have yourself a bay, my boy. So, yeah, I just feel like making like smaller characters more relevant would just add so much more.
Wait, before you say anything, Dugan, I just want to add to what Ben said real quick. Like that whole like sort of thing with the whole like the whole Cell and that and Krillin scene. That was tense as shit, bro. Like I was scared for Krillin watching that episode. That was probably the last real intensity factor that I felt from Dragon Ball. Like that crap, I was scared for Krillin's cheeks, bro. Because you guys know Krillin and Death, they're very familiar with each other. So seeing that one scene, I was like, nah, bro. And then you see his ass poke out, and he sees like Cell like coming in there like Bill Cosby. I was like, bruh. But yeah, dude, can say what you're gonna say.
Oh yeah, one thing I definitely feel like Super, it could only benefit from, and it definitely make the arcs longer, is if they just put a bit more, I can't really say how much thought they're really putting into the power scaling, but I felt like they could be a bit more thorough, and like, I mean, the gap is so massive now. It's only gotten larger, you know, throughout the series, you know, throughout Dragon Ball. Now in Super, it's like you got Goku and Vegeta, who are the really only ones who can function, and now, you know, Future Trunks is at least trying. But, I mean, if it's not like power scaling, which is one of my favorite things about One Piece, it's one of the things you can just talk about for forever, and it was like that in Dragon Ball, just not too much because of the lack of characters that are actually utilized. But another major thing that, I mean, Super definitely has it in some places, especially like in the last couple episodes with Trunks' transformation, so I want them to keep it up, is the amount of emotion they're putting in the series. Like, when you get to that like One Piece level of emotion, you know, where you're building up for 60 episodes up to not really the climax, but you're going to like you're still, you know, going through the rising actions to get up, you know, like the Enies lobby moments where, you know, Robin is confessing to them like everything she's been through over the past 20 years. Like, when do we get that type of emotion in Dragon Ball? Because there's enough lore there. They could work something out so we can have just like crazy arcs like that. Like, I want to see a really good rescue arc in Super. I think that would be phenomenal if they treat it right. But you guys got anything else?
Like, I can see where you're coming from, but the last time they did that, bruh, was pretty much Gohan, bruh. You know, when Raditz took him away, that was the last real time that we've seen an arc like that. But I do see where you're coming from, like them to build stuff up, and they are trying to build stuff up. They are trying to create like a character's backstory, trying to create some stuff, but there's some stuff that they do that would be better if they were to take like an episode or two to be dedicated to that, like what Ben said about seeing Frieza train. We did kind of get a quick glimpse of how Frieza trained, but the overall way they did it was like, bruh, that same day that I freaking got resurrected, let's go to Earth now. Like, it felt there was no real time skip in terms of where it happened. It just felt like it happened on that same exact day. So what they could have done is they could have even made Frieza train in a hyperbolic time chamber, do some stuff like just show a couple of clips, a brief second of flashback, like just do something. You could even dedicate an episode or two just to showing Frieza train. But with Dragon Ball, for some reason, it's like they were in a hurry to get to the arc that we are now. Because, to be honest, wasn't it Toriyama's idea for them to recap these arcs? And even if it was Toriyama's idea, at least make it good. Like, Resurrection F and Battle of Gods could have been so much better than the movie counterparts. Like, Battle of Gods, I can see some people saying it's better because the fight scenes between Beerus and Goku was longer. But as a whole, Resurrection F could have been a lot better. They had a lot of stuff to work with. And then, like, another thing that I really dislike about Super as well, and this is not really like a major one, it's just a little tiny gripe, it's the fact that they keep on teasing Gohan's character. Like, they need to stop. Like, if Gohan's not gonna fight, that's fine. I'm fine with him not fighting. But don't say that, I want to enter this tournament. This is really sad. I'm getting angry. I feel like I'm gonna do something, and then he does nothing. Like, then what's the point? Like, Super teased so many things to the point that you're just like, okay, now, okay, we're getting some build up, and then the thing that they teased doesn't do anything. Remember that cube that Hit was after, and that Hit freaking bodied Frost for? What was that cube for? We still don't know. They showed that cube like it was some big thing that was going to be a big part of this arc, and it didn't really do anything. It didn't really have a major impact on the story. So the major problem is about Super, if you're going to hint at stuff, if you're going to show some stuff, come back to it, give us some explanation. I know they're really doing this now with this arc, because this arc is the arc that they're pretty much trying to lure the fans in. But for the most part, we've had bad arcs. We've had some arcs that were just like, but this arc is the arc that's trying to, in terms of Super improving, it's pushing it in the right direction, but it's not at the Z level yet. Like Dragon Ball, like what Geekdom said in the video that we did, like about the whole, is this does the Universe 6 arc, not Universe 6, bruh, does the Future Trunks arc make this a good series? He said in that video that Super needs to carry on going, carry on improving, and carry on getting good episodes, and I agree with that. Like, at this moment in time, Dragon Ball Super is improving. It's kind of sorted out some of its mistakes. The animation for Dragon Ball Super is getting better, and same with the animation for One Piece. One Piece, in terms of Dressrosa, that was the worst like arc in terms of animation for One Piece. That arc was atrocious. The pacing was slow. Like, it was garbage. Like, after Luffy defeated Doflamingo, there was a lot of bad episodes in that arc. but there was also some good moments. That's the same with Dragon Ball Super. Like, both of these series have their pros and have their cons. One Piece with their recaps, which we all understand why they do it, due to the fact that they want new people to be able to enter the series at that point, which personally I don't agree with. But if you're a business like Toei, you're gonna want people to get in the episode, whether it's episode 1, whether it's episode 2, as long as they're into the series, they don't care. So for the most part, with Dragon Ball Super, they just need to take time, need to relax, bruh. Don't need to rush, because Super fans ain't going nowhere, bro. They waited a whole entire year to get to an arc that they're actually somewhat enjoying. So for the most part, they just need to relax, go at a decent pace, don't rush things, don't go too slow. It's just Toei's personal problems with this stuff. Like, the Dragon Ball Super manga is better than this, like, for the most part, and explains some confusion that is there that the anime gives us. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. You guys got anything else to add?
2 more things. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
First thing that I wanted to point out when you was talking about a lot of the recap that you see in One Piece, don't forget One Piece's intro music videos, bruh.
Oh my gosh, bruh.
Those are entirely too long.
Oh no, man, 2 minutes. Like, okay, for that they have no excuse. They have no excuse. And even at the end, they tell us why this is a story about Monkey D. Luffy becoming Pirate King. Like, okay, we get it. I know this is there for the new people, but like, the way Oda writes One Piece, consuming it from like the latest episode is the worst idea. But yeah, continue what you're saying, Benj.
Okay, and the last thing that I want to talk about in regards to Super, because this is something that I thought of while listening to Dugan's explanation when he was talking about, you know, the emotional feels. Because the interesting thing about Super is they actually had that, but they didn't capitalize on it very well, because every time they build up those moments, just like in the video that D-Free and Real to Real were, you know, did involving Super, where they actually brought up an interesting point, which was where when you get that, the Peel-Off gang randomly just jumps in with a funny moment and just botches all of that up.
You right about that?
And like, that's something else that they can learn, because like, that's one thing that One Piece makes sure that they don't do. Now, there are times that One Piece can be really hilarious, and then there's some times that One Piece can be really intense. But the thing is, there's no like let's say interruption that just really messes up the ambiance of the scene. And that's something that I would like to see Super keep straight, because ever since this Trunks arc started, especially when we got into the whole interaction between Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and the 2 Zamasus, basically Black Goku being the other Zamasu, we didn't get that like ambiance ruined at all. If the scene was meant to be intense, it stayed intense. There was no strange, oh, here comes a funny moment in between something that's critical mass. You know what I mean? So hopefully they keep that up too.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, there was one moment when Trunks' time machine got destroyed, and then you see the Peel-Off gang coming with a fire hose dressed as firefighters. Like, come on, bro. Like, why? Like, I was watching, I was like, oh man, I actually feel for Trunks. And then I see the Peel-Off, I was like, what the hell is this? I can't take them seriously when you do stuff like that. That was the worst moment, the worst timing, and the worst group of people. Like, you even wonder why they're still here. Obviously, Toriyama must like these characters, but I'm just saying that they don't really offer that much to the story. And me personally, I'm not a big fan of their comedy to begin with. But Dugan, you got anything else to add, or can I wrap up this video?
Yeah, I just, my final, I guess, conclusion, like, if you guys take really anything from this video, is that, like I said earlier, you know, Dragon Ball has inspired, you know, basically the entire Big Three, which are now inspiring, you know, even newer manga and series. And, you know, Dragon Ball is being kind of like the catalyst that spawned all of these great shonen. You know, we want it to be good, and we want it to I really wish it would get back to that level of intensity, that even though, you know, we knew these characters could die at any point and be brought back, there were certain ways, there are certain things Toriyama could do that would still bring at least some type of intensity to the series that I feel like Super could definitely improve on. So that's my final thoughts.
That's cool. There's one thing I gotta say before I wrap up this video, and then you're probably gonna laugh. Remember, Toriyama be like, I give my jeans to everyone.
Oh no.
He's like, everyone can have my jeans, bro. You want to be good writers, bro? You can have my jeans. Bring me every woman.
We got the cheese. We got the cheese. We got the cheese.
Okay, guys. Let me just wrap up this video. So, please comment and subscribe. I know I say this all the time, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying. Please please leave a like rating if you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'll catch you next one, guys. Bye.
Peace.